Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Welcome, dear friends, to the Spiritist Society of Virginia and Kardec Radio at Online Spiritual Care. It's the online spiritual care in your house, in my house. The center is open. It's bigger than we've ever imagined because now we are in each other's homes. The good spirits through you can enter your house. A beautiful light, like look at the light in the window, through the window. It's coming. Yes, it's not figurative, it's true. The light of love. They love us, they care for us, they want to help us. What do we want to do? Do we want to be helped? As Jesus said, our faith heals us. But do we want to be healed? There is a process through which we need to go through in order to be healed. And today, we're going to learn more about the mechanisms. Before we begin, let's log in. Yes, the account of the good spirits, they are ready. It is up to you and to me, to all of us, wherever we are, to stay fully connected. And to make it happen, we have a two-step verification. Yes, it's the message and the prayer. And through which we're going to get the code, get in, and stay in the healing vibe, right? And here we have our dear Daisy with us. Hi, Daisy, to read a message, please.
Hi, Vanessa. Good evening. So today we're reading a message from the book Living Spring, psychographed by Chico Xavier by the Spirit in Neio. Tonight's message is number 86. It's titled, Are You Sick? And Emmanuel starts by quoting James chapter 5, verses 15. And the prayer offered in faith will heal the sick person. The Lord will raise him up. Everyone gets sick. Nevertheless, very few stop to ponder true healing. If you yourself are sick, do not believe that taking medication orally or through the pores can restore you to full health. A pill might help today, and an injection might make you feel better. But never forget that real sickness proceeds from the soul. The mind is a creative force. Little by little, life molds around you what you desire. Of what use is external medication if you continue to be unhappy, discouraged, or rebellious? Perhaps you have asked human doctors or spiritual benefactors to help you, but at the very first sign of improvement, you abandon the medication or wholesome counsel and return to the very same abuses that caused your infirmity in the first place. How can you hope to regenerate your health if you spend all your time being angry or discouraged? Occasional indignation, when just and constructive for the general interest, is always a good thing as long as we use it in the service of spiritual growth. However, daily indignation directed at everyone, everything, and even ourselves is a pernicious habit that brings unforeseen consequences. Discouragement is like an anesthetic that benumbs and destroys. And what about slander and idleness? When you spend your precious time on fruitless conversations, they're draining your energies. What miraculous genie can give you organic balance if you do not know how to remain silent or forgive? If you do not help others and try to understand them? If you do not humble yourself before the high designs? And if you do not seek to live in harmony with others? No matter how quickly help from earthly or spiritual plane may rush to your side, you continue to waste your energies and become a thoughtless victim of indirect suicide. Therefore, if you are sick, my friend, learning to pray and understand, helping others, and preparing your heart for the great change is more important than any medication. Rid yourself of the transitory things that the divine power has loaned you in accordance with the law of usage. And remember that sooner or later you will return to the greater life where we always face our own conscience. Avoid being mean. Enrich your own qualities of personal sympathy by practicing fraternal love. Seek intimacy with wisdom by means of study and meditation. Do not strain your pathway. Serve always. Work to promote the good. Hold loyally to the higher ideal that illuminates your heart and remain convinced that if you cultivate prayer of a living faith at every step, either here or in the beyond, the Lord will raise you up. And now, my friends, we're gonna transition to our initial prayer by our dear Carol.
So, dear friends, let us continue to feel the presence of God in our lives by closing our eyes and allowing the vibrations of divine love that surround us constantly to bathe us to the point that we are able to visualize the divine doctor and divine master, the Lord of all souls before us. As we gaze into Master Jesus's beautiful loving eyes and receive his compassionate embrace, together with him we pray for all of those who are in despair, for all of those who suffer from the great illness of selfishness and pride, for all of those who are so blinded by pride that they feel hopeless, for all of those who are suffering with violence against themselves or others, for all of those who are going through the experience of being at the hospitals right now, or refugee camps, or psychiatric institutions, or prisons. We pray, O Divine Lord, that you teach us to think and feel beyond ourselves, to become instruments of the good for the general well-being of our human family, wherever we may be. We pray asking you, Divine Shepherd, to guide us away and beyond our own limitations, so that we can follow your footprints of love and fraternity towards the entire humanity. Inspired by you, Divine Shepherd, and in the name of God, we ask for permission to begin this treatment moment of tonight. And so be it. We now ask our dear Vanessa to give us the treatment of tonight directly from Master Jesus.
So, dear friends, the medication that we're being prescribed comes from the book, Jesus in the Home. People may be asking, how is it a medication? Because when we want to be healed, we need to shift awareness, to gain consciousness, to expand it, and to revisit our choices, our ways of being, according to the very understanding of life to our conscience. We need to go within and filter everything and to see what we need to change. Today, chapter 48, the common good. It's when the disciples and Jesus were together in Peter's house, and they were discussing the difficulties in spreading those redemptive ideas. Let us go back to the word redemptive. Redemptive means redemption. We're talking about something good that we need to bring upon to correct something that was not good. So when we are fully aware of the right path, we turn around and start the road of redemption. But it's not easy to talk about it because there are many people who are in the sleep mode. Dr. Robert de Ropp, he was a biologist, and in his studies, he was such an honest scientist that he got to the core of the thinking of life. And he observed that people often are dormant in life, like zombies. No wonder people love to watch the zombies, right? There are people who love to watch movies like this because it resonates with our state of mind. That's how many people are living their lives nowadays. They seem to be awake, but fully dormant to the truth of life. We are awakening. We are in our awakening, waking up inside of us parts that are still dormant as well. And today, Jesus is going to reveal something quite unique. We're always learning so many new ways of understanding life because the disciples were somewhat uncomfortable because everywhere Jesus went, there were people coming seeking personal gain. If you know John of God, this is just a comment for those who know John of God, where he was in Brazil, and around him, many people were moving there, not because they wanted a healing or to help, but because they wanted to profit from the pilgrimage. And it's the human movement. As Humberto de Campos says, one particular merchant was encouraging people to assemble in a certain area of the shore in order to increase the sale of wine. Believe it or not. Like truck drivers nowadays, but then common wagon drivers were intensifying the advertising of the heavenly kingdom in the surrounding areas, not with the goal of disseminating the growth of the truth, but to rent various vehicles to visiting patients who were seeking the Master's aid. The apostles were furious, and they were alarmed and discouraged. And what did Jesus do? How many people tell us, I used to be a spiritist and then I got to know of the story of X person. I gave up. Because no place where you're going to find people who are truly religious. But the question is, you want people to be truly religious, but are you religious? Who are we to feel like we need to demand other people's sainthood when we're not there yet? And Jesus, listening to the disciples, the divine friend, says Neio, Lucio, the spirit author, the divine friend spoke. There was once a philosopher who immersed himself in the studies of the divine redemption, revelation. But he had a disciple who was never happy with people's incomprehension in regards to the heavenly truth. He was always getting angry at the evildoers, the ingrates, the hypocrites. And the master just listened, kept himself silent. What a lesson for us, huh? The master was not unsettled. He waited, inviting him to go on a short stroll after a thunderstorm. So he's walking by and he sees that there is a swamp. And the teacher explains, you see that mud hole that receives the heavenly liquid, the rain? So next time it rains, we cannot curse the rain because Jesus is redefining rain. Heavenly liquid. Next time it rains and we say something bad about the rain, yes, because April is coming, spring showers make flowers, nature needs the rain. You and I need the rain more than we imagine. So let's bless the rain. And he said, you see, that heavenly liquid turns into dirt broth. And the frogs and the toads in there will safely and effectively benefit from it. If it didn't rain, these dark waters would probably become toxic. He goes from mud puddles to swamps and to bare trees that needed the rain. And he says to us that the trees, the swamp, the puddles become means through which that heavenly rain, rolling that dirt or the dryness of the trees, changes the scenario of all the species that are there. What is he telling us? That we should support the people who have this hidden agenda when they come to spiritual circles? No, he's not telling us that. What is he saying? The disciples were amazed and they were like, says the very spirit author, they wanted to understand the story, the moral of the story. And Jesus explains. So now these are Jesus' words. Here's the remedy. The remedy comes. And this is Jesus saying, never, this is how he said it, never criticize the fountainhead of heavenly aid. Each person receives a measure of it on the plane on which they live. In harboring its sublime principles, the criminal becomes less cruel. The worst appears less bad. The imperfect improves. The unfortunate person finds relief. And the good ones improve to better carry out the service of our Father. If you possess enough understanding to discern reality, don't waste your time on empty rebuke. Learn from the Supreme Lord, who constantly helps in accordance with each person's spiritual standing and need. Distribute to all those around you the gifts of heaven that you have already faithfully retained, and heaven will open up endless treasures to you. Jesus felt silent. The disciples, silent and happy, looked at one another expressively. And the Lord blessed them and left for the banks of the lake, gazing pensive at the stars glimmering in the distance. It's good to feel that now we're being blessed by Jesus too. He is working hard on the earth right now, but he's asking for you and I to not stop the good that we're doing, to worry about those who are misusing their opportunities to do the good. If we stop, like I've seen people stopping spiritist circles, spiritist centers, and giving up on their share because of the way others behave. Somebody enters in the spirit side of Virginia with the hidden agenda of gaining something materially. It's bad for them. We're not going to stop because of that attitude. But if we find out, we're going to warn the person very kindly, like we've done in the past. If by any means we use our spiritual community for personal gain, if we do it intentionally, we are going sooner or later to regret it. So it's vital that you and I make an effort in never rebuking, meaning we're not going to stop doing the good. He says instead, distribute to all those around you the gifts of heaven that you have already faithfully retained, and heaven will open up endless treasures to you. Tonight, we are learning a new rule that we mind our business and only our business, but we really need to mind it. How? The positive psychology of Jesus saying, focus on the good. Let the shadow be, because the criminal, with that light that we're bringing, that we're sharing, they'll be less cruel. The person that is the worst is going to be less bad. And those who are good, we're going to become better, sustaining the march. So it's worthwhile investing on the good. He's saying, don't be discouraged in doing the good. This is the remedy for us today. Let us do the good, and only the good, and solely the good, and so be it. Do not pay attention to those who do not, or who take apparent benefits to their person. Ours is the remedy to distribute all the heavenly gifts that we have been given. And thus, we will, he says, open endless treasures in our lives. A few nights ago at 11 p.m. at Kardec Radio, we've studied a message by Hilario Silva about the coin and the mule, talking about sharing that good, even the material good. What people are going to do with it, it's their problem. But if we don't share, it becomes our problem. Let us share the heavenly gifts and open up treasures in our life. Now we're going to complement this therapy with the spiritual passes and the prayer. And our dear friend Luciana, who is here, is going to help us with that. Right, Luciana?
Right. Let us heal up all these good teachings.
Unmute yourself, Lou, please. Thank you. It's okay. I do that all the time.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, gotcha.
So let us rejoice and sink in all these teachings from our Master Jesus, giving the time to nourish our souls so we can apply this good everywhere we go. Breathing deeper, we are open to receive the blessings that our Master, with his legion of good spirits, has prepared for us today. Let us visualize this sunny day, bringing us loving energies, permeating our spiritual body and physical body. As we connect with the Creator, with the governor of this planet, we are able to receive the blessings all around us, healing the deepest pain, sorrows, and afflictions of our soul. We are here because we trust in God, and we know that He can heal us as long as we allow Him to heal us. And we can feel the warmth of this healing light, dissolving energies that are holding us and not letting us to progress in this reincarnation. And as we feel lighter and lighter, we get close to the Master. And now we can see clear as we are awaking from this deep, deep sleep, seeing the good everywhere we look, seeing our brothers and sisters progressing just like we are, and knowing that we are all blessed and taken care of, each one of us by our Master. Now we visualize this healing light enveloping our home, healing, restoring the energies of everyone and everything that lives in this home with us. We can see our neighbor home now illuminated by this light of love. But as we connect deeper and deeper with the vibration of love, we can see that the whole planet is being enveloped in this healing energy. The whole planet Earth is being recycled in the love healing energy of our Creator. And we can feel the difference in vibration around us. And as we continue to vibrating in the love energy, we ask kindly to the mentors, to Master Jesus, that He can help all our brothers and sisters in greater need, helping them, healing their souls, especially the ones that are sick, in hospitals, waiting for treatment in the physical realm. And we pray for all our brothers and sisters in a position of power. May they feel this love vibration touching their hearts and their mind so that they can make better choices in which will help the whole humanity and majority of those living in this planet. We pray, dear Father, for everyone that are lost, that doesn't know about you, and because of that are starving, walking on the streets, blind, not knowing what direction to follow. May they can see this light and follow you and start noticing your presence all around so that they can also start progressing in this reincarnation. And we pray for all the families, especially for parents with this great mission of educating these new spirits, souls that are being reincarnated on the planet, in which it has a great mission in this planetary transition to become a planet of regeneration. We pray for our community in both realms. We pray for all the loved ones and for all of those that one way or the other is connected to us and is in great need of help. And with the permission of the mentors of the Spirit Society Virginia, of Kardec Radio, our Master Jesus, and all the good spirits that come together to help maximize the treatment of this healing session, we would like the permission to close these healing therapeutic moments of today, and so be it.
Thank you, friends, for being here. You may drink your bottle of water, a glass of water. If you forgot about it, don't worry, still time. Take one, say a prayer, and the good spirits will pour in the medication that we need. Drink it throughout the next days. If you have any questions, send us a message at cardiacradio@gmail.com. We wish you many blessings, distributing the heavenly gifts so we can also receive the treasures of the common good. Thank you, friends. Bye bye.